Hello! Welcome to Anime Mystics. I'm Roman, and tonight I am watching Hamefura Episode 2. So, last episode we were introduced to our main character. We don't know her name, again. Like with just about every show, it's going to take me a little bit before I actually remember names. Or I could just write them down if I remember to do that. Either way, right now we're focusing on her as a child. She was meeting I think it was like a prince, I think is what he was, or duke. Not a duke, but like son to a duke or something. Pretty sure it was a prince. Anyway, he was coming to visit the family that she belongs to, and they were going to hang out, talk, and stuff like that. And she ends up falling and hitting her head on the cement, or, well, it's not cement, the stone pathway, and pretty much jogs her memories of her previous life as a teenage girl in our world. And she has been pretty much put into this otome game that she plays. And she is playing the villain. Basically, every route ends badly for her. If the main character gets the good route, she's exiled. With no matter what guy the main female ends up with. And the bad ending usually ends with her death. So either she's going to die or she's going to get exiled. Right now, she is doing her best to try to keep that from happening. Either of those options. Apparently, the prince that she was hanging out with, well, he said he felt bad about what happened and offered to be engaged to her, like go into an engagement with her, and she just kind of agreed without even thinking or even really paying attention to what he was saying. So she's in the engagement that she's supposed to be in. The villainess is engaged to this guy in the game. And she has like an internal dialogue with like 5 or 6 different versions of herself. A smart one, like the judge version of herself, who's kind of going over everything that they're talking about and gonna make the decision. Okay, we'll go with that. And they basically decide that they're going to enhance their skills, magic ability, swordmanship, stuff like that. So if it does come to the point where she may end up getting killed, her swordmanship will be good enough to defend herself. And if she does end up getting exiled, she'll have the skills necessary to survive on her own. But she's ultimately trying to keep any of those from happening by remembering what happens in the game and how to prevent it. Like, she ends up getting a brother, and she ends up pretty much tormenting him. Well, the original villainess ends up tormenting him in the game, and he ends up becoming a loner, and then the main character becomes like a friend of his, and they end up falling, all that kind of thing. So they come to the conclusion that if they don't isolate him and actually hang out with him and be nice and everything, then that shouldn't happen. So they go with that, and they start hanging out with him, climbing trees, shows him her garden that she's making. He actually is good with magic too. I believe it's also earth magic, but he tries not to use it. In fact, I think one of the things he agreed to in order to live with them was that he wouldn't use his magic, but she pretty much kept begging him to show her, so he did, and he made this big golem thing that injured her. Kind of her fault. She was running towards it as it was like stepping forward, and yeah. So he kind of isolated himself in his room and was saying that he's not going to come out because everybody he gets close to that he cares about just ends up getting hurt. And she goes into the room using an axe and tells him, look, I'm not mad at you. It's okay. You just need to work on your magic. We'll do it together and stuff like that. So they're still going to hang out, spend time. So yeah, it's pretty much where we're at now. So let's get into the episode and see what we're in for this time. All right, so the video is going to be located over here, and the link to the reaction is going to be in the description down below. See, volume is too low. There we go. And we're going to start this episode in 3, 2, 1.